Right, you're listening to the Home of Conservative Not Bitter Talk. Yes, I'm your host, Todd Huff. Email, oopsie daisies, there we go. Email todd@toddhuffshow.com, facebook.com/toddhuffshow for those that want to watch the program live or on demand, also streaming on our website. Where else are we streaming? YouTube. It is good to be here. Thank you for joining us today. Really quickly, give me a second here. Left something on the printer. I'm gonna grab it. Just take me a second. Sit tight here. Hold on. There we go. So here we are. Folks, we have this battle, this war that's waging, the evidence that's being presented in multiple states around this great nation. We have what I would say amounts to overwhelming evidence of systematic problems. And the problems are not with, I guess some of them have to be systematic with the actual system itself, but it's really the players. The players are who are involved. You know, you can have at a bank, for example, you can have a system of security in place that prevents against fraud and theft. But if you have a bad actor, if you have an individual who is hell-bent on taking said money, he or she can find a vulnerability and create holes in the system. And that's effectively what we have happening around the country, particularly in the swing states that we've been looking at here. And there's the left and the media is still telling us. In fact, there's an article, that's what I was grabbing off the printer here really quickly. It's just on the other side of my computer screen. But there is a website. Click on Detroit.com. Headline was, I don't know if it was the headline, but it was like the subheadline. And it said this: there's no evidence of voter fraud in Michigan. Folks, that we either are at a point where folks are deliberately naive, deliberately not paying attention, or they simply do not want to see the truth come out. This is so overwhelming. If you've watched even a bit of these hearings, whether they be in Pennsylvania, whether they be in Arizona, or as we saw yesterday in the state of Michigan, it is truly remarkable what we are being subjected to. It really is. It is remarkable what we're being told. And remember the narrative, which, by the way, at some point in today's program, I want to get to James Keefe, who is releasing tapes. James Keefe, if you haven't, James Keefe, Project Veritas, he has, of course, released a lot of tapes where he's been undercover or doing exposés and so forth. In fact, Project Veritas released tapes about these postal workers, which is something we heard about yesterday as well. Postal workers who were told to backdate ballots, that sort of thing, so that they would match what needed to be required by law so that the ballot would count. He's done a lot of stuff, but he's also yesterday released tapes last evening, released his first video. Well, it's audio recordings, I guess. He was able somehow to get onto CNN's basically team calls with reporters and with Jeff Zucker. I don't know, producers, reporters. And folks, if you don't believe that the media creates narrative, specifically people like CNN, groups like CNN, then you should listen to just this first tape where they're talking about how to basically frame and create the narrative about Trump and his concession or refusal to leave the White House or whatever it is. They're talking about the desired outcome. Folks, that's not news. That is not news. And that's what we're dealing with on a massive scale. So again, as I said yesterday, it is freedom-loving Americans versus big media, versus big fake news, versus big education, versus big government, versus big tech. This is the battle. This is the battle that we are now finding ourselves in the middle of. And it's a fight for the survival of the constitutional republic. It's a fight for liberty. I don't even care what your political beliefs are. If you believe in liberty, I do care what your political beliefs are, but if you believe in liberty, you best stand firm and fight back against this. It doesn't matter. It does, but in a deeper sense, it doesn't even matter who wins an election. What matters is, can we have faith in our system? And we have evidence that is overflowing from, the buckets of evidence. They're just running down the sides of the bucket, spilling all over the floor. The evidence is everywhere, and yet we find big media basically still saying there's no evidence of voter fraud in Michigan or wherever, Arizona. You go onto Twitter, you'll find a little disclaimer. Every time Trump tweets anything, you'll find something that's a little bit of a hyperbolic statement. But it's generally true. If Trump tries to tweet it, they put something in the tweet, a disclaimer that says, experts have called the election for Joe Biden. And it takes you to a link that says voter fraud is increasingly rare in this country. You have Mr. Krebs, who was out recently on 60 Minutes or wherever his interview was. He's out there telling the American people, this is the most secure election in American history. Folks, this is insanity. This is the narrative is created. The response is so far from reality. They don't even try to explain any of the problems. They just completely ignore them. In fact, they will, in a sense, double down and tell you that there's not only is there nothing to see, this couldn't even be any better. And you know what? From their perspective, I would say they're right. Because if they can get away with this, it's precisely what they want to do. And again, as I said yesterday, we have this election in Georgia. We have it squaring up right before us. The outcome of this election determines who will be in charge of the U.S. Senate. Those who have invested in this process, this fraud, they can see the finish line. It's right before them. They believe they have the presidency. They have the House, although it's a close margin. Remember, they were supposed to expand their lead in the House. That was completely not the case at all. Only have a couple of seat majority now, but nonetheless a majority, which is terrifying, politically speaking, when they get all the House, the presidency, and the Senate. And now they are staring at the possibility of either a 50-50 Senate or even a 51-49 Senate with these two seats in Georgia. And if Biden is ultimately successful in getting the electors necessary and the Supreme Court upholds this or whatever happens, if Biden is literally the president of the United States, then and they win the Senate in Georgia, which, folks, I'm one of the most optimistic people I think you'll meet. But how are they not at this point? How are they not with the way things are have played out in Georgia so far in this election, with Dominion voting systems, with Brian Kemp, with Brad Raffensperger, the way that they've handled this election down there in the days and weeks and now a month from today, well, I guess tomorrow, was election day. 4 weeks from yesterday was election day. If you got away with that, if you got away with all of that on a massive scale, if that is in fact what happened, and there's, again, an overwhelming amount of evidence, which we're going to play a little bit of, but if that is in fact what transpired, why would they not do it again, especially with the finish line that close, especially if they win the Senate, if they have the House, and if they have the presidency? You'll start hearing about things and seeing them move upon things that will make Republicans' chances, some would say impossible, at least very difficult, to win, say, the presidency. First order of business for Democrats is to prevent any possibility of there ever being anyone like Donald J. Trump again. That's the first order of business. And then get back to the business of creating the bureaucratic state. Reward those in the deep state who've been involved in this, whether it was the Trump collusion nonsense or what have you. Some of these folks will probably be ambassadors to somewhere. Who knows? This is how this works. And then begin the process of stacking the Supreme Court. Then begin the process of trying to create D.C. as a state. Folks, I can't think of something any more heinous from, at least as it comes to a new state being created, as the creation of D.C. as a state. This is literally the opposite of what the founders wanted. They did not want that's the very reason they carved out a place to put the federal government that was not Virginia or Maryland. The reason they did that was so that the federal government would not be the founders understood it and believed in states' rights. And so they wanted a place where the government could exist that wasn't directly tied to a state. They didn't want a state's power to be, tied up in or connected to the federal government. I mean, some of it's unavoidable because you've got the suburbs surrounding D.C. that are in the states of Maryland and Virginia. But the idea that the entire government is housed within a state just didn't sit well with the founders. They didn't want that to be part of a state. That was its own thing. That was its own entity. That was a place where the states gathered to do business, to create laws that benefited, in theory, all of the states, not perhaps the state in which they were meeting, not benefiting it more because D.C., the capital, was in that particular state. So now we're looking at that. We're looking at Puerto Rico as well. Why do they want to do this? They want to get that, folks. That's 4 more senators. 4 more senators. I suppose there's a chance that there could be Republican senator from Puerto Rico. But again, what type of Republican? Is it a Republican? Is it one of these Republicans that, according to Carl Bernstein, has told him that they basically hate Trump and are embarrassed by him and just have problems with him off the record? He's listed 21 or 22. By the way, both Indiana senators on that list. Braun has come out and denied it in a tweet. Todd Young, whistling past the graveyard, doesn't even acknowledge it. You go to Todd Young's Twitter feed, by the way, Senator Todd Young, you would have no idea that this country is in a constitutional crisis, that we are facing this unbelievable set of circumstances with fraud and all these other things happening for a battle of power and control in this great constitutional republic. They've been quiet. They've been silent, dare I say. We've even invited them on this program. I really don't have any interest any longer. We, the people, have to regain control of this party. You listening to my voice have to regain control of this party. Regain control of this country. And the good news is I think there's more than enough to do it. There's more than enough to do this. But they see the finish line, and they are hell-bent on crossing it. And they will do whatever it takes in Georgia here in a couple of weeks. And hopefully we can continue to expose it. Force the average person, forget about hearing anything from these elected representatives. They've shown us who they are. They've cowered in their basements long enough. Right? They've focused on other things, other shiny objects to keep from actually coming out and taking a stand. They've shown us who they are. It is up to us. It is up to us to do this, and that's okay. That's okay, because when the truth comes out, truth is a powerful force. When you look at it biblically, when you look at the light, when you look at what darkness wants to do when they're exposed to the light, darkness wants to hide and lie and avoid it, continue in their evil ways. That's what we've got, folks. At some point, it's not even Republican versus Democrat. And I say this to my Democrat friends, rank and file people on the street. We have to unite against what is evil, what is the ruling class, against the American people, against the American taxpayer. And this can be done, but it will take a spine of steel and an insistence upon the truth being shined in the dark places, which is what is happening when these folks, these brave individuals, are coming forward to testify. So, I want to play some of this after the break. I also want to tell you, do you remember, I jokingly, right? By the way, who are the ones, I can't do this now. I'll have to do it after the break. Long in the segment. Oz has probably given up hope that I'm going to take a break. But when we get back, I want to say something, remind you of the side of this argument that's been talking about all the problems that were going to be created by mass mail-in ballots and just, some of the things the Democrats have called for when it comes to elections. And I want to cite one of my suggestions that was a joke back prior to the election that I actually think would have created better, more believable results than what we're experiencing now with some of these returns from places like Michigan and Pennsylvania and so forth. So, timeout is necessary. Come back and continue after this brief timeout. You're listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. I am your host, Todd Huff, back here in just a minute.
Listen to Todd's show on your way to work, but want to hear more? Don't miss a beat. Visit toddhuffshow.com/listen to catch the program anytime, anywhere.
Family owned since 1973, Edwards Equipment at 1375 East Main Street in Danville is ready to meet your equipment needs by selling, renting, and servicing several makes and models of lightweight residential or heavy-duty commercial equipment. We carry and service top-name brands like Ferris, Kubota, Steel, Gravely, Honda Power, Land Pride, and more. Visit edwardstractor.com or call 317-745-6427 to check out our clearance specials today. At Edwards Equipment, we don't just sell you any piece of equipment, we sell you the right piece of equipment.
Did you know that there are 21,000 chimney fires annually? It's one of the reasons why it's so important to have a CSIA certified chimney technician clean and inspect your chimney every year. Keep your family safe by joining our 3-year sweep and inspection plan. And mention Todd to be entered to win $1,000 in cash. Contact Smalling Masonry, a Christian-owned business, at 317-903-8121 to learn more today.
Are you concerned about your investments? Intrepid Financial has been educating, customizing, and servicing Hoosier investment portfolios since 1998. Our family-owned and operated business builds strong bonds with our clients. When you call, we answer the phone, always ready to walk you through your investment strategy. Intrepid means without fear. We want our clients to be fearless, to feel secure with their investments. Give us a call at 317-818-1776 or visit us online at intrepidfinancial.com.
Hi, this is Caleb with Gluff Plumbing. Does your home need some plumbing updates? Gluff Plumbing is your solution. We specialize in updating old plumbing, everything from water heaters to well pumps, to underground leaks and everything that has to do with water entering and leaving the home, including water and sewer main excavations. We pride ourselves on old-fashioned customer service. Call Gluff Plumbing at 765-721-6789 or visit gluffplumbing.com. That's GLUFF plumbing.com. Call us today.
You can make Christmas special for local families. Shepherd Community Center needs your donation for toys, hats, and gloves for children in need this holiday season. If you believe Christmas is about caring for others, help us make it special by sharing your blessings this season in the lives of those struggling. Help a child today. For more information on how to donate or volunteer, call 317-375-0203 or visit shepherdcommunity.org.
Have you seen the price of custom cabinetry and countertops lately? If you're looking for quality, affordable remodels, call Carriage House Woodworking. Our helpful professionals will walk you through every step of the process. We're offering a free sink base with qualifying purchases. Just enter CHWEINC.com/Todd or call 317-406-3042. Call Carriage House Woodworking. You won't have to spend your kids' inheritance just to upgrade your kitchen.
There's a lot going on in the world today, and with so much going on, it's sometimes hard to maintain balance. Jesus said in John 16:33, "In this world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world." I'm Pastor Jeff Floyd of the Martinsville First Church of the Nazarene. To experience how life can be better with Jesus, come worship at M1 Church at 10 a.m. this Sunday, 1609 John R. Wooden Drive in Martinsville, or catch our live stream service on Facebook at M1 Church. For more information, visit m1nazarene.org. Have a great day today in Jesus.
Need to refresh or renovate your commercial space? Call Interior Construction Services today. Providing the highest level of quality construction at a competitive price, our service-minded team is here to deliver the detail-oriented environment you're looking to create on time and on budget. Call us at 317-991-4660 or visit us online at interiorconstruct.com. Interior Construction Services. Progressive, productive, professional.
Welcome back. You know, one way that we can fight back against some of this nonsense, and there's a lot of ways, but this is a way that's important to this program, is to look, it's the opposite of cancel culture, right? So if someone says to you, oh my goodness, I'm not doing business with this company because they, I don't know, let someone wear a MAGA hat in their restaurant. Boycott them, shut them down, whatever, right? This is the sort of thing that happens. We've seen this. This is not surprising. But I think we should have that same mentality, but the inverse of that. Instead of punishing those who don't agree with you, why don't we get better and be more deliberate anyway at supporting those, or at least give them a chance, give them a chance that makes this program or whatever you support, make that possible. And so when you hear these advertisers on the program, you can just give them a chance is what I'm saying to you. In fact, we had one here yesterday. We had Smalling Masonry. Gary, the owner, came and swept our chimney. I was not here. My wife was here. She was thoroughly impressed with what he did and some of the extra steps he took to. Apparently, our unit's so old or unique that he hadn't even seen it before, so he was going to look up a couple things for us to help with that. But consider, if you're looking to have, you need your chimney swept or whatever you hear people during the break, that's one way that we can begin to unite and fight back against this. By the way, if you call Smalling Masonry, 317-903-8121, you get a special offer using discount code Todd. So consider that. But Smalling Masonry, they came out here yesterday, and we're trying to build a community, right? In fact, we're launching something called supportouradvertisers.com. In fact, you can go there today to see a list of our advertisers if you want to see some of the other folks. But anyway, that's one small way. I want to say this as well. This is why I referenced this before the break. Whenever we were going, remember leading up to the election, we kept having states say things like, we got to extend the time that it takes people to, mail in their ballots. I mean, they've had them in many cases for months, right? We want to make voting so easy a person doesn't even have to leave their couch They can sit there with pretzels or probably chocolate chip cookies crumbled up, all over their sweatshirts as they're laying there, haven't changed, taking a bath in 3 or 4 days, watching CNN and MSNBC as they're getting, unemployment. They don't even want to go back to work even when work is offered to them. I'm painting the picture of one type of individual. That this is not most people, but you know what I mean. They want to make this so simple someone doesn't even have to step off the couch or out of their house to vote. Just color in the circle for Biden. Whatever you have to do, check that box. We'll mail you as many ballots as you want. Kidding, not kidding. You talk to your mailman, he'll drop you off 10 or 12. Remember that was a Project Veritas tape as well. But I jokingly said we're halfway to the point to where someone is going to legitimately try to tell us that we should take votes. Someone drives around the town square, one of these small town USA town squares, the courthouse, roll down the window and just yell out the window, Biden, right? Senator Warren, whatever, boom, count that. Someone has a whiteboard up there at the town square putting tally marks up there, right? I mean, that's some of the things that they've told us just reminded me of that. And I'm going to say this. I think after watching all the stuff that went wrong with this election, allegedly, the evidence that's there, some there's incompetence, but sometimes there's deliberate deceit, which is what we're dealing with, by the way. I think my system would have worked out better. I think we could have trusted the results of that system in the state of Michigan better than we could trust whatever we're dealing with today. I think we would have been better off telling people, get in your cars, you stay socially distanced, you can drive straight to the Biden rally, the 7 of you that want to go. You drive around the town square, the city center, or we could even put multiple places up. We could make this, put these anywhere. Put a Republican poll watcher and a Democrat out there with a marker, with a erasable marker, and making tally marks. I think that would have probably yielded a more trustworthy result than what we're getting. I mean, there's no copy machines to where you can bring in ballots, 100,000 ballots or 150, whatever it was, 140,000 ballots, identical ballots that looked like they were copied, that were identical, perfectly colored in circles or what have you, at 4 a.m. I mean, the person they couldn't make 100,000 check marks, tally marks on that board. I really think we may have had better, closer election results had we done that. Maybe something we want to think about moving forward. Why not? I mean, this is just the way that this is the unreal place that we find ourselves. When we get back, and I missed, I've been long the first segment, but when we get back, I want to play some of the sound bites, some of the clips of evidence. They tell us evidence is not there. Evidence is not there. There's no evidence. What are you talking about? Voter fraud? Most secure. Not only is there no voter fraud, there has never been anything more secure than this election. And by the way, some of the folks saying this come from the same government that told you that Donald Trump stole the election from Hillary using Pokemon Go ads. Facebook called up Putin's team, his Facebook team in Moscow, and they came up with the perfect hypnotic Facebook post. Boom. You think you're voting for Hillary? You better not see this Facebook post. Boom. You're going to vote Trump. Uncontrollable urges will hit you, especially if you're in the key swing states of Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Florida, wherever. So, I want to play some of these sound bites after the break. Sit tight back here in just a minute.
Is it possible to be a fan of the show if you don't have the gear to prove it? Why not be safe and remove all doubt? Shop for official merchandise at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
Our sense of smell stimulates memory and emotion. A scent can seemingly transport us to another place in time, Homemade, hand-poured candles and melts from spur-of-the-moment creations will give your nose the experience the rest of your body is missing during any season of the year. Crackling firewood, fresh-cut grass, Macintosh apple, and even racing fuel are some of their over 200 engaging fragrances. Visit spurofthemomentcreations.com and enter coupon code TODD at checkout to receive 15% off your order today.
Hey Indianapolis, by now you've probably heard about Jody Dowdle with Midwest Tax Group. Jody and his team are experts at helping you prepare your personal or small business tax returns. You can count on Midwest Tax Group to get every deduction possible and work for your higher refund. And not just on this year's taxes, they'll check your prior returns for any tax savings you may have missed for free. Are you behind on filing your returns? They can file past due returns and help negotiate with the IRS too. They complete most tax returns within a week and charge an affordable flat fee, no hourly billing. And as their client, you can consult with the team at Midwest Tax Group year-round at no charge. Midwest Tax Group has 4 office locations in Castleton, Greenwood, Plainfield, and Greenfield, with evening and weekend appointments available. Schedule your appointment today at 317-288-5260. That's 317-288-5260. Or visit their website at mwtaxgroup.com. Midwest Tax Group can help you more than any piece of software ever could.
It's deer season. Whether you are an experienced hunter or just looking to start, the Outdoorsman Sports Shop in Greenwood has the deer gear you need, with an indoor archery range, huge product selection, and a friendly staff ready to answer all your questions. We can help you through bow, gun, and muzzleloader season. Make the Outdoorsman in Greenwood part of your deer camp this year. Find us online at outdoorsmansportshop.com. Happy hunting.
Seems like just yesterday that you couldn't find a quiet place to think in your home. Now all the kids have flown the nest and you find yourself wondering what to do with all of that extra space. This is Bruce of Bruce Richardson Realty. My team and I understand that life changes, and so do your home needs. So whether you're downsizing or upsizing, give us a call at 317-507-3285. Let us help you find the best fit for your residential or your commercial property needs. 317-507-3285.
You rely on your vehicle every day. It's not a member of the family, but you spend as much time with it as most family members. You wouldn't take your family to just any doctor, so don't trust your vehicle to just any repair service. At Raymond's Auto and Truck Repair in Plainfield, we have well-trained, caring technicians that have the expertise to get you back on the road. For 25 years, we've been servicing personal, commercial, and fleet vehicles. Give us a call at 317-838-7112 for the car service you deserve.
Do you have 10 years of construction experience? Reformation LLC specializes in residential construction and is looking for a mentor and team leader to fill a general superintendent position. Our company was founded to provide training and mentoring to individuals coming out of substance abuse addiction. We believe your past doesn't dictate your future. If you have experience, we have a place for you at Reformation. We have a passion for seeing lives and homes transformed. Contact us today at reformationllc.com or 317-643-1952.
Hi, this is Kenton with Christian Community Connect. We're a network of business professionals that are committed to living out our faith in the marketplace by preferring one another in love while serving everyone. With online listings at $27 per month, if you're a Christian in business, committed to treating others as you would want to be treated, we would love to include you. Check our reviews and sign up at ChristianCommunityConnect.com.
Welcome back. President Trump tweeting away yesterday examples of some of these testimonies. People say, well, they weren't sworn in. These folks have signed affidavits. So this is the things that we're witnessing in these hearings that are held in lobbies or these conference rooms or whatever. In the case of Michigan, it was actually held in a chamber. But these folks that are saying these things, even though they're not being sworn in, they are referencing signed affidavits. So it effectively has the same purpose. I mean, they're telling you what their affidavit says. They're providing these to these legislators, I should say, tweeted, this is a montage put together by Tipping Point. I can't tell you anything more than this. I just saw this. I thought this was what they've put together here. The series of, there's so many sound bites, right? I mean, we have numerous examples of fraud, and there's still people. That's what Oz was telling me before the break or during the break. Some people still out there saying there's no fraud. No fraud. Folks, you lose your integrity to me if you say there's no fraud. You can say there's not enough to change the election. I'll at least hear that out. But when you hear 100,000 ballots all marked for Biden coming in the middle of the night that are pristine, don't have any other markings or signs of being a used ballot in any other way, shape, manner, or form. Everyone is for Biden. Everyone? Come on. You can't be serious. I can't take you seriously if you don't have any problems with that. Okay, say the person's lying. Fine. Okay. If they're lying, they have a signed affidavit, and let's charge them with perjury. Let's do this. Anyway, I want you to hear this. Some sound bites of some of the things that we heard yesterday. Here you go.
To that point, a Dominion contractor from the TCF Ballot Counting Center in Detroit came forward to testify today before the Michigan State Senate Oversight Committee. And here's what she had to say.
What I witnessed at the TCF Center was complete fraud. The whole 27 hours I was there, there was batches of ballots being ran through the tabulating machines numerous times, being counted 8 to 10 times. Also, the adjudication process, I witnessed numerous people walking up claiming they were both Democrats, saying they were sitting together, judging ballots all day together. I witnessed it all. I was on the main stage with all of the city officials. Daniel Baxter was in on the whole thing, and I am under the impression 100% that at least 90% of those workers were all in on this. There was not a single ballot the whole night, the whole 27 hours I was there, that I saw that was for Donald Trump. Not one, not a single ballot. That is scary.
Her testimony corroborates that of another witness who claims that she observed ballots that were all for Biden and appear to be photocopies of each other. She claims many of these ballots were not cast by registered voters, so election staff manually inputted fake birthdays to override the system to have them counted anyway.
Not one of the military ballots was a registered voter, and the ballots looked like they were all exactly the same Xerox copies of the ballot. They were all for Biden across the board. There wasn't a single Trump vote, and none of the voters were registered. They had to manually enter the names and addresses and a birth date of 1/1/2020, which would override the system and allow them to enter non-registered voters, of which I saw several that day. Throughout the day, that's how they would override voters that were neither in the electronic poll book or the supplemental updated poll book.
Thank you. A third witness then described how these massive dumps of ballots arrived at the center in the first place, with trucks dumping them off at 4 a.m. after many of the Republican poll watchers had gone home or had been kicked out. It should also be noted that many of these Dominion voting machines were reportedly connected to the internet as well. Take a look at what that means.
So two of the main observations that I witnessed at the TCF Center on both the 3rd and the 4th when I was there, when I got down there on the morning of the 4th, I went back for an additional day because I witnessed so many irregularities when I was there on Election Day on the 3rd. Immediately upon walking in, I ran into Randy Bishop, and Randy owns radio stations. He's very IT savvy. He said, "Brian, I was here all night. What's going on here is unbelievable." He said, "Let me show you something right now before I leave." So he walked me over to the high-speed scanners and tabulators, and he said, "See all these Ethernet lines running out of the tabulators? They're all bundled together as they accumulate, and then they're all connected to these routers, and then they all go to the main computer." He said, "These are all hooked into the internet, and that is illegal, and it should not be happening because it opens them up to hacking." So I was aware of that immediately.
All right. So, I mean, that's just, again, a sampling of the no evidence that exists out there. Why are these machines connected to the internet? Illegal. Why are votes coming back as decimals? Has anyone wondered about that? If you cast your vote, how would you like it to be 0.7 of a vote for President Trump or even for Joe Biden? Does that seem Does that seem like it's an error of the person sitting there at the table, at the counter, or does that seem like it's something more nefarious, something systematic? How does a vote get counted as a fraction? We've seen the I'm drawing a blank on his name. He ran for Congress or Senate, I believe, in maybe Massachusetts. He was testifying in Arizona. He said, he's sharing as a statistician. He's got 4 degrees from MIT, I believe. He said that the only way they could have come up with the numbers that they have for Biden in one particular county in Arizona was if Biden won 130% of the Democrat vote and Trump won negative 30%. Is that not troubling to anybody? I mean, maybe there's explanations. I'd love to hear them. But these are the allegations by people who were there or by statisticians who have crunched the numbers, analyzed how we got to this point. What about the folks who said they were, dropping off truckloads of ballots? I mean, I'm going to maybe try to play that after the break as well. But to say there's no evidence, that's just deliberately not wanting to know, not caring about the truth, or just not, I guess, paying attention, having no curiosity. To say there's no evidence, smart people saying this. The mind will justify what the heart desires. Got to take a time out. Listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk, I'm your host, Todd Huff, back here in just a minute.
Looking to make a conservative, not bitter fashion statement? Check out our apparel online, including brand new items at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
This is the sound of your typical do-it-yourselfer in completely over his head.
For heating, plumbing, and electrical done right.
Call Mr. Quick. Call Mr. Quick.
Dial the number, spell the words.
For on time.
We all know having health insurance doesn't always equal health care. That's why at Freedom HealthWorks, we believe the key to maintaining good health is based on a straightforward, personal relationship with your physician. With our direct doctor-patient relationship model, we remove your healthcare middleman and replace him with transparent pricing and incentive to call your doctor at the first sign of illness. So if you're ready to experience real care from a doctor that really cares about you, go to freedomhealthworks.com and learn more about the benefits of our direct primary care model. Freedom HealthWorks. Be treated better.
What if your bank treated you like a person instead of an account number? What if you could sit across from the person you are opening an account with or requesting a loan from and have an actual conversation? You may be thinking, Todd, that's crazy talk. Well, not at Citizens Bank. Come visit them in Monrovia and meet Nick Gibson, their new branch manager, and the rest of their staff. Or give them a call at 317-831-0110. Citizens Bank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Our word can't be diluted because we are taught that a promise is a commitment in which you always follow through. No ifs, ands, or buts. So every time you walk through Greg Hubler Chevrolet doors, you can count on the advice and expertise we provide you. Because when we make a promise, we keep it. Greg Hubler Chevrolet. Promise kept. Visit GregHublerChevy.com. Find new roads.
Ever wondered what shooting a real machine gun feels like? At Indie Trading Post, you can have an awesome and safe shooting experience in our family-friendly environment. Firing a weapon on full auto is something you will always remember. Schedule some range time today and let Indie Trading Post give you the real machine gun shooting experience. We guarantee you'll have a blast. Give us a call at 317-782-4867 or schedule your range time at fullautoindy.com.
Foreign Homes is expanding their 55-plus community. Briar Creek is the only senior manufactured home community in Indianapolis featuring Indiana-built homes. Floor plans and finishes starting at $75,000. Enjoy affordable, low-maintenance lifestyle with the charm of a residential neighborhood. Located minutes from I-465 in Fort Harrison State Park. Corn Homes, family-owned and operated since 1955. Check us out at COHRONhomes.com. Mention the Todd Huff Show and receive a $1,000 discount on your new home.
Are you tired of manually opening the gate every time you pull in the drive, especially during the freezing cold, pouring rain, or hot, humid weather? Then Gatekeeper Services has your solution. They offer affordable residential and commercial motorized units for your gated properties. Veteran-owned with over 50 years' experience in motorized gate sales and repairs on any make or model, and with numerous entry control options, Gatekeeper Services takes pride being certified in both automated gate system design and operator installation. Simplify your life today by calling 317-714-4061.
Welcome back. I've decided I'm gonna tweet. I'm gonna retweet some of the folks that were making statements yesterday associated with the Amistad project. Instead of playing them, but folks, these are massive problems, serious allegations. Media's acting like nothing there. I'm also going to have to tweet out the James O'Keefe expose of CNN's tapes. He's going to tweet out more, send more out, I think, during the day today, but I'll do that. I want to shift gears. Folks, we've been talking about this for a while, this election and all that's going on. It gets heavy. I want to talk about something that is a little bit more entertaining to me. For those of you that have followed this program for some time, you know that I'm a fan of the UFC. I'm a fan of Dana White. In fact, I kind of think Dana White needs to throw his hat into politics. He's the type of guy, he's similar, I think, in some ways to Trump as far as not putting up with the nonsense. And I'm past looking to our politicians. Our politicians are not going to, a handful of them may have an interest, but our politicians are not going to fight this problem. They are, in fact, the problem. But I don't want to get into that. I want to talk about Colby Covington. Colby Covington, maybe my favorite fighter now. He is a big Trump guy. He has been for a long time. In fact, after his fight, one of his last fights, he talked about Trump winning the election or something. I can't even remember. But anyway, he tweeted out yesterday. Was it yesterday? He basically tweeted out, I'm not seeing it here now. Here it is. Yeah, there it is. So Nate Robinson, a former NBA basketball player, got into the boxing ring and pretty much got whooped. Colby Covington, and he was, kind of teased and mocked by a lot of NBA players, which was, I don't know, in my mind, kind of classless, but whatever. This is what Colby Covington tweets out. Heard they finally scraped Nate Robinson's carcass off the Staples Center floor. This is the part I wanted to get to. I'd make King James, that's LeBron James. That's LeBron James' Twitter handle, King James. Which, of course, nothing arrogant about that. I'd make King James eat the canvas in half the amount of time. Colby Covington's a welterweight. That's 170 pounds. LeBron James is, 6'8", 260 or some such figure. I'd make King James eat the canvas in half the amount of time. Everyone knows NBA players are the softest and most privileged athletes on the planet. Hashtag Tyson Jones. Hashtag facts. Have a friend who told me last night, he's the one that alerted me to this. He told me that he would pay $500. He said, I would pay $500 to watch that fight, even if it was the only fight on the ticket, which I found humorous. What is a normal UFC fight's $59, $69, something in that vicinity. Then he texted me back a little bit later and he said, I've been thinking about this. Now, this individual has the means to do this. He said, I think I'd pay $10,000. $10,000 to watch this fight. I don't know. I just find this humorous to envision Colby Covington, 170-pound fighter, taking on LeBron James. By the way, some people that are in the odds-making business said that Covington would be a minus 2,500 favorite, which, as I understand it, I don't gamble, but I believe that means In order to win $100, you have to put up $2,500. So that's a pretty steep bet. But that's what a skilled UFC fighter can do. Got to take a time. I just wanted to share that. I found that humorous. For those of you that follow UFC, you might as well. Quick time out. Be back here in just a minute.
Like what you hear on Todd's show? Why not get more by signing up for Todd's free Semi-Sweet Morsels of Truth newsletter? To subscribe, visit toddhuffshow.com/subscribe or text HUFF to 31996.
You can make Christmas special for local families. Shepherd Community Center needs your donation for toys, hats, and gloves for children in need this holiday season. If you believe Christmas is about caring for others, help us make it special by sharing your blessings this season in the lives of those struggling. Help a child today. For more information on how to donate or volunteer, call 317-375-0203 or visit shepherdcommunity.org.
Why would you call a company called Commercial Service for your home heating, cooling, and plumbing? Same question I had, because they have provided over 70 years of quality service and trained products for both homes and businesses in Central Indiana. It's hard to stop Commercial Service, and it's hard to stop a train. Give them a call. I'm glad I did.
Call Commercial Service at 812-339-9114 or online at commercialservice.com. Commercial Service, commercial-grade service for your home.
Does your business have a plan for social media marketing? Are you reaching the right audiences through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and the list goes on? Are you learning from the data? Jarbo can help. Our team doesn't just come in and tell you how to be successful. We help you execute and measure your sales and marketing efforts. Give us a call at 317-834-6560 or visit us online at jarbomarketing.com. That's jarbomarketing.com. Make social media work for you.
Healthcare is expensive and complicated. Did you know that as a Christian business owner, it is possible to provide access to affordable health benefits for your employees? Remodel Health has helped employers across the United States save over $22 million in the past 3 years. Our innovative approach allows your employees to have the health benefits they need at a cost you can afford. Go to remodelhealth.com/Todd to help your employees find the health care they deserve. Remodel Health. Rethink employee health benefits.
Hey Indy, Sid here with Kill a Dent Removal. We specialize in a paint-free repair process known as PDR. Our certified master technicians remove dents and dings of all shapes and sizes, including hail damage, with zero body fillers, zero painting, and zero diminished value. Most repairs are completed the same day, many even while you wait. Check us out at killadentremoval.com. And remember, folks, don't paint your car, go PDR.
Did you know that there are 21,000 chimney fires annually? It's one of the reasons why it's so important to have a CSIA certified chimney technician clean and inspect your chimney every year. Keep your family safe by joining our 3-year sweep and inspection plan. And mention Todd to be entered to win $1,000 in cash. Contact Smalling Masonry, a Christian-owned business, at 317-903-8121 to learn more today.
The compassion of Christ. It's living life connecting to the broken and messy world. It's not simply walking down the street and dropping a quarter in someone's bucket. It's been perverted by Satan from biblical compassion to feeling sorry for, and sympathy isn't where God wants us to live. It's connecting to broken people in our daily life. Living the compassion of Christ.
Welcome back, folks. So out of time here today. I want to remind you of our partnership with Shepherd Community Center and how we are working with them to try to help brighten Christmas for some folks who just who need a little bit of help on the Near East side of Indianapolis. caringatchristmas.com is where you can find out about that. You can either do the giving online or drop off at one of our 3 convenient locations, including our office, folks. You can meet the team if you want to drop those off in person. I've got to go. SDG. See you tomorrow. Take care.
As a listener of this program, I have no doubt that you embrace the value of hard work, honesty, and integrity. And when you have the opportunity to work with a company that fully embraces and shares these values, I'm sure you jump at it. Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing is just that type of company in Central Indiana. Jeff and Jod Woods have a team of professional technicians here to help tune up your furnace or install a quality new train system. And they're also here to fix those nasty plumbing problems that seem to happen at the absolute worst time. So the next time you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling need, give the good folks at Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing a call. Call 317-831-5279. That's 317-831-5279. Or visit economyheatingandair.com.
All right, here we go. $100 down, $200 back up, $300.
I went to my first firearms auction a few years ago. It was hosted by TJ Freege, one of my good friends from high school, who is a champion auctioneer and one of the best in the business. In spite of objections from liberal legislators, I walked away with a .22 rifle and a few boxes of ammunition. And I had a great afternoon with my grandpa that I won't soon forget. If you've ever wondered what treasure you could find in an auction, visit FreegeAuctioneers.com and take a look at their upcoming Central Indiana auction schedule. That's Freege, F-R-E-I-J-E, auctioneers.com. Visit FreegeAuctioneers.com.
Hi, I'm TJ Freege, owner and lead auctioneer at Freege & Freege Auctions and Marketing. I invite you to come see the power of live auctions. It's fast, it's fun, it's transparent, and it's the absolute best way to ensure you get fair market value for your asset today. Get results, go auction.